Hi guys, I'm Alithia and I'd like to think of myself as a stationery nerd. And so when Inky Memo invited me to be a part of this series, I was thrilled, to share my stationery experiences, which are very inherently made me the person that I am today, or the way that I work, the way that I think, the way that I visualize, and of course the way that I spend my money. What was one of my favorite pieces of stationery when I was growing up? When I was growing up, amongst everything, really, I treasure, this pack of Staedtler pencils, and whenever anyone would get me Staedtler pencils, the one with yellow, pencils with the black lining and the eraser tip, that would be the one box or set I would never use, because just the scent of the pencils were just, it was just something else. So that was one piece. Of course, my most precious piece of stationery would have had to be the 24 set of Faber-Castell color pencils, and these color pencils you could also kind of apply some water and then turn that into watercolor painting. And at that point in time, these pencils were very expensive, were very hard to get, and that would be my most favorite and most precious piece of stationery that I own. I think a little bit of nostalgia, took me back to see one of these, or I really loved those pencil boxes that I had, which you just push buttons and they would just pop up. So you could keep your pins, you could keep your stapler pins or your pencils and scale, really in a really organized manner. I think that was also my favorite piece of stationery. What's the one stationery object I can't live without today? That's a really unfair question. There's not never one thing that I can't ever do without. But if I had to think about it on a day-to-day basis, what I use is definitely my planner and my to-do papers. And at this moment, I have three planners. So one is two of work, of course. So one is a very macro work deadline oriented thing, and I have them here. And this is my work planner, which is gives you by, so you can have these by the hour. And but my favorite planner has to be my one with the life moments. So it's basically everything that I do, and I tend to like decorate this uh, with stickers and everything else. So it's like really cool, and I can't do without this. So I'm currently like, this is how I fill this up. This is something that I absolutely cannot do. Of course, to-do list. There's nothing that says like you finished a task, than scratching it off your to-do list with your pen. And of course, apart from that, when I travel, I have this mini travel kit of watercolors and my micron pens and a sketchbook, a really small sketchbook. And it doesn't matter that if I'm not painting or don't feel like painting. I think just having it with me is just comforting enough that I can paint when I'm traveling. What's the one piece of stationery that I've wanted but I've never managed to buy? I think these days, with the advent of Instagram and so many other platforms, you tend to see and discover a lot of stationery. So pretty much everything that is on Instagram, that I see on Instagram, is something I want. But right now there are three things that are on my wish list that I desperately am looking for, but I can't seem to find. So it's either it's not available on Amazon, or it takes too long to ship, or the shipping rates are way too expensive. So the one thing that I desperately want right now is the Cinch machine, and it's by VR Memory Makers. And it's basically, the Cinch machine is basically like a book binding machine where you can bind your own books. You can put a few sheets of paper, you get the cinch wire, and you just kind of staple it. So it's the entire book, that a machine that makes a book. The second thing is, because I love using a lot of stickers in my planner, is definitely the Cricut, uh, sticker maker, and that's crazy expensive. But that's one thing I think someday I'm going to end up buying. And the third thing, which is, never ever, I mean, just out of stock all the time on Amazon, is are these Garin, you know, brush pens or brush markers, and they're super cool. They're really nice, bold colors, and the neon ones are absolutely my favorite right now. I think it is the most divine set of brush pens that I've ever seen. Yeah, so I think that's enough for me. But I'd really like if you can continue to share your experiences of the stationery that you love on this platform, so that there's more to learn and there's more to discover, and then there's more to add on to my Amazon wish list. So thank you again, and thank you Inky Memo for having me on your channel.